Today on our show, we are featuring Robert Maples. He's a multi-talented artist in film, print, modeling, and dance even. So we are going to get to know Robert just a little bit better today, and our hosts are going to ask him some random questions, and we're very excited to have this opportunity. So please welcome Robert Maples. Welcome, Robert. Welcome to our show. How you doing?
We're doing good. How's everybody else doing today?
Pretty good.
Really good. Thank you.
Fantastic.
Thank you. So we're excited to have you here, and our hosts have been reviewing you a little bit and your background and your profile. And we have a couple questions we'd like to throw at you, just so that our own talent and our own YEA our talent and sharing some things about them that maybe other people don't know and would like to get to know you a little bit better. You're also going to be one of our featured artists on our website. So we'll have all your good links that you have and all your productions that you've been in there as well. So we're going to start out with your film background a little bit. And I think I'll start out with the first questions, if you guys don't mind. You've played a lot of bad guys from the films and flicks that I've seen. Yeah. You've also helped me in one of the films that we did as a student film for Academy of Creative Artistic Productions, and you were a really bad guy in that one too. So how many good playing roles have you played, and do you like doing that as well? Good guy.
Yeah, the good guy. I've done a few good guys.
Okay.
There's a certain comfort zone when you're playing the villain. I mean, the villain is very linear. All you have to do is find the emotion of anger, and you're done. You know, it's the good guy. Sometimes the emotions tend to fluctuate. You kind of have to keep up with it. But yeah, the villain. Sometimes I go with the villain just because I don't want to work that hard. To be honest with you.
All right. So I'm going to throw the next question at Levon. What you got for Robert?
So, I've known you for a while. We've worked together a lot. And since you have so many different, you done, dancing, acting, modeling, would you say that there's something that, what would you say you use to get into each thing? Because they're all creative and slightly different, but it's kind of still doing the same thing. How do you get yourself into these different personas for each one?
Wow. Well, acting, there's a lot of preparation time. To just drop it on somebody would be difficult. But yeah, the dancing, I've done a little bit of local competing. I never went international with it. And, obviously there's a ton of practice, and it's just getting that mindset, just getting into it, whether it's a character, even the runway. As entertainers of any kind, whether it's music, acting, modeling, our job is to evoke emotions. So that's what you try to do. If you can make somebody laugh, make them cry, make them angry, that's kind of what our goal is. So you just kind of put yourself in that mindset, see if we can pull it out.
Okay, yeah, because it's they're all kind of different, but it's so basically just that intention of, just knowing what you're there to do, basically, whether if it's acting, modeling, dance, that, I'm trying to bring out a certain feel. So pretty much just digesting that.
For the most part, yeah. Know what you're going after, know what your target is, and know what you need to, to dig into.
All right.
We've got, I think there's 53 or 54 different emotions that the body kind of has. There's 7 that we use on a regular basis, but all emotions stem from 2, and it's just love and hate. So when we break it all down, we basically find that emotion that fits the moment.
Oh, well, that's pretty good. I didn't even know that.
Learn something. So Marcel, what do you got for Robert?
Okay. So I'm big on productions. I know everyone has their favorite production. So what would you say your favorite production that you worked
Wow. That's tough. I mean, everything kind of has its own element to it. Uh, there was one we did years ago. It was called Butterfly Kisses. It was about a husband and wife who had lost their daughter to suicide. And it got picked up by suicide prevention groups here in the US and Scandinavia. And I think because that was, turned out to be so helpful in a public service in the way that it was. And it was challenging. That was actually my first good guy role. So, and there were some very powerful scenes in it. So I'd probably have to gravitate to that one just because of the challenge and the end results as to how it's helped society.
That's
pretty
nice. I
cool.
like that a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
So it had a double purpose. Did you know that the double purpose before you did it, Robert, or was it just an outcome from that production?
No, it turned out to be an outcome. I was scared to death of it, to be honest with you. Up to then, I'd always been the villain, and it has some very powerful scenes where the mother and father were grieving, and when we got in those scenes, I mean, there's just this real heaviness deep inside, when we got to that part. I'm glad I got to experience it. That helped me grow. I grew a lot in acting from that. But no, we shot it, produced it, and next thing you know, some doctor picked it up to use it for his suicide prevention groups, and it kind of spread from there. So that turned out to be good.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. That's really cool. We normally have Tony with us, and I know that she was going to ask a few questions, so I'm going to pull another question out if you don't mind. You've been with me for a while, Robert, and I kind of pushed you into the modeling role for me. And I think in modeling alone, when my talent has any kind of dance or acting background as well, it helps project a character on stage. And you got to have a little bit of a persona out there, and helped us on the crew and team with dance routines and things like that. And I just want to know what your thoughts are on the runway, and if you are enjoying that aspect of your professionalism, and was YEA the one that kind of pushed you into it?
It was. I had done a little bit, very minor print for some other agencies, and but it was YEA where we got started in the runway, and we've done tons of shows together. But yeah, I enjoyed it. Sometimes I would interact with the crowd. I broke through the rules, but it was fun. And remember we had the little guys, the guys and the girls, and again. Our job is to evoke emotion. So to go out there and make somebody feel good, to make them laugh, to do whatever we have to do, and to pull that out of them, that always feels good.
Yeah, I want to thank you for your time and the interactions that you have had with our other talent and the dance routines that we've picked up and all of that. It's really made it a good time. We have some flicks to show regarding that. And it all kind of has a thread that goes together, right? I mean, that's what it's about. So we all are interested to what's coming up. What do you got coming up, Robert?
We are working on a major project. We've got some heavy hitters coming in from the West Coast. And I'm talking about guys that's worked with Coppola, Spielberg, Tom Hanks. And they're coming to Michigan to work on this independent project that we have. And it's going to be powerful. We're excited about it. Michigan really hasn't got its due diligence since they pulled the film incentive years ago. And I think that's caused a lot of distrust in the film industry as a whole nationwide. So I think this is going to open some doors, a lot of doors for Michigan. and also for investors to take a look at, and for a lot of the cast and crew out here too. We're excited.
Yeah, I'm excited. I know it's a little bit of a secret. I know a little bit about it myself, so we're looking forward to that, and we'll talk more down the road about it. Maybe we can interview some more people when that starts kicking in. So do you guys have any more questions for Robert?
Yeah, I had a question. So, speaking on like the Michigan industry and stuff, and since you've been working in so many different aspects of it, what do you think Michigan is lacking or missing, or what would you say, uh, just overall comparing Michigan to other states? What would you kind of give your personal opinion on what you feel is different, or?
I think Michigan, when we pulled the film incentive years ago, the timing was all wrong. It took a while to get things going. Once they got going, money was coming in. I mean, there were tens of millions of dollars that were invested in the state. Some of the actors were buying houses here in Michigan, and you had a lot of our own people going into trade schools, and all of a sudden they just pulled the rug out from under everybody. And I think that's created a major distrust in the industry as a whole, especially investors. Film can be a little risky anyway, but to get hit that hard, by a single state, and for people to lose that kind of money, we've got to build that back. There's been a couple of films that were filmed here in Michigan that didn't really get off the ground too well, and that's why we're kind of excited about this project. All the elements we've got in place for this, like I say, especially the people bringing in from LA, and it's going to be basically a 98% all Michigan film. So cast, crew, location, everything else. I think this project's going to be big enough that it's going to put Michigan back on the map, and maybe start having people look at us a little bit more, and taking the chance of making investments.
And hopefully go against that negative tide, basically. Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah, Michigan, we do have some film going on right now in Michigan, which is good to hear. There's SAG and non-SAG work going. So, and we're during COVID. Go figure. People are starting to get the wheels rolling again and knowing how to do business, picking up again, and we sure are looking forward to that. So we've been at a halt, and this was the reason for doing this type of hosting of a show. We thought it was a good idea. So a lot of good things come out of people being creative right now, and we are looking for all that creativity moving forward. So Marcel, anything else for you?
Yes, I have. That's my last question that I have. What advice would you give someone just beginning in the industry today?
I think the best advice you can give anyone, but specifically in this industry, you have to invest in yourself. I mean, if you're not willing to invest in yourself, how can you expect anyone else to invest in you? As far as acting in itself, I would say character creation. Take the time to create your character. You don't really see a lot of that, but I think the ultimate, the best advice anybody can get is make the investments. If you're in entertainment, take acting lessons, get your headshots, learn different languages, learn to sing, do something. Always grow, always evolving, because that's what this industry is about. I know that I saw your video on music. Awesome. I love opera. It's kind of a well-kept secret. But even as a musician, it's always going forward, always moving forward. You can't be stuck. And I think it's one of the things I love about the industry as a whole is a lot of people find their comfort zones early in life. And anybody who's in the entertainment industry, we never find that. We're always moving forward. And I hope I never find mine.
I think we always can keep growing, right?
Well, we should, yes.
Never stops.
Absolutely.
So thanks, Robert. Thanks for your time. Thanks for your knowledge. Thanks for all your help in the past years. We so loved having you. You're part of our family. I know who to go if I want someone fired.
Go to the bad guy, right?
Just kidding, everybody.
Go to the bad guy.
But anyhow, we wish you some great success moving forward in all your efforts and what you do. And we want you to be safe, okay? And stay in touch with us, please.
Absolutely.
And we will be reaching out to you again real soon, okay?
Sounds good.
All
Good to see you
right.
guys. You
Thanks
guys take
again.
care.
Well, thank you so much, Robert, for allowing us to interview you today. And for everybody viewing, thank you for watching. If you're looking to get into contact with Robert, all of his information will be in the next slide, as well as YEA's information and your host information as well. So we hope you all enjoyed it today, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.